Well, good day. This is Scott with S&J Hardware USA, and today I want to bring you a video to talk about dimples. Not the dimples on your face when you smile, not the dimples that get on your car after a major hailstorm, but I want to talk to you about dimples that are in the end of shotgun magazine tubes. Remington shotguns have dimples in them. Savage, Stevens shotguns have dimples in the end of the mag tube. These are Winchester SXP shotguns. They have dimples in the end of the magazine tube. And you might ask yourself, well, gee, why do they have dimples in shotgun magazine tubes? Really, the main reason is to hold the magazine spring retainer in place in the end of the magazine tube. That's why they have dimples in. But the dimples can cause problems. Number one, they prevent you, in many cases, from installing an aftermarket follower, although ours made by S&J Hardware have a relief groove in them. So in most cases, they'll be able to slip past the dimples, and you could change out the poor quality factory part with a higher quality, best-in-class S&J Hardware follower. So dimples can get in the way of that. And then dimples also can prevent you from reaching full capacity if you choose to put a shotgun extension on your magazine tube. This extension happens to be for the Winchester SXP 12 gauge. And this will take your 5-shot magazine tube capacity and move it to a 7-shot magazine tube capacity. And that means with your SXP, instead of holding 6 total shots, you can hold 8 total shots if you count the one that's in the chamber. But if you have the dimples in your magazine tube, it's not going to allow the additional shells to go all the way up inside this extension. Can be a problem. So that's a little bit about magazine tube dimples. They are not a big problem for most users if they want to make a change. These SXPs also have a follower installed from the factory with no relief grooves in it. So that means they put this cheap plastic follower in the magazine tube before they screw the magazine tube into the receiver. So really the only way you could get out this factory follower is by removing the magazine tube dimples or by clamping the receiver in a vise and heating it up and turning out the entire magazine tube, which is a lot harder to do than simply removing the dimples. To remove the dimples in shotguns, I use a rotary tool like this. You could use a Dremel or something like that. This is a Harbor Freight electric, high-speed electric tool, kind of a knockoff of the Dremel. And then what I like to use is a drum attachment on it. This is a sanding drum. And then you could just go inside and from inside the magazine tube and gently remove those dimples. While I'm doing that, I have a piece of rolled up paper towel inside the magazine tube so I'm not getting any metal filings and debris down in the action. But again, you want to gently remove the dimples from the inside. I've already done it to this SXP 12 gauge because I did want to change the follower. And I'll show you what it looks like inside here. You know, there's a silver spot in there, which is really just where the dimples used to be. You could kind of see it here on the image. And then what I like to do is use a cold blue like this to gently swab the inside of that magazine tube and get some metal finish on it. The cold blue is really optional. If you keep a light coat of oil on your magazine tube or in your magazine tube, it'll prevent it from rusting in most cases. But if you want to go the extra mile, you could degrease that area, use some cold blue in there, and that'll put a dark metal finish on it. But again, just by sanding out those dimples, it doesn't change the appearance of the shotgun at all. There's no marks on the outside of the magazine tube. You still retain a good appearance outside there. But then you are able to get out the factory follower, and then you are able to utilize, like this is an example of the best follower for the SXP. It's our S&J Hardware Type 5 follower. It works great in the SXPs, and you could just insert that in there and it'll fall down into the action like that. For the 20 gauge SXP, this one is a field gun, and this one also has dimples. These dimples are not removed yet, but again, the best follower for the 20 gauge SXPs is the S&J Hardware Type 4 20 gauge follower. That works great in these field guns. This will be a pheasant hunting gun. This is a field gun, so I will remove these dimples just simply so I could use the Type 4 follower in this shotgun. The S&J Hardware followers are just so superior to anything else on the market. It's very important to get a Delrin S&J Hardware follower in there for easy loading, smooth action cycling. So that's a little bit about the dimples. They're not the real problem that you may think they are. They just need a little attention and a little work. It's probably about a 15-minute job with a rotary tool like this, just to sand the inside of them off just very gently, and work slow. Look at it from time to time. Work slow, look at it from time to time, and you just need to simply remove them to smooth out the inside of that magazine tube. So that's what I have for you today. If you have any questions, please send me a note at sales@sjhardware.us. And again, thank you so much for watching.